So this is final television show, which is Showdown before our next pay-per-view, and it's a new one, Civil War 2002. It's taken over from Greed, which debuted last year, but decided not to stick with that. So this show really is to hype for matches that are on tomorrow night, and to give some of the other talent a chance to prove themselves on Showdown, guys who will not be wrestling tomorrow night. So we're going to start off. I mean, guys like Conan, Bam Bam Bigelow, I don't have many plans for them in future, but they're still very useful. They're still quite over in the company, but I'm using them to help some of this younger talent. So we're going to have Randy Orton beating Conan in the first match. And a bit of a gamble here. Bam Bam Bigelow's quite a lot more over than Mark Henry, but Mark Henry's going to beat him clean, and that should do... I hope it doesn't do too much damage to Bam Bam Bigelow. I'm hoping more that it does Mark Henry a lot of good, and if it does, maybe he can have a run with the TV title and progress from there. The interview segments, we've got Chris Kanyon, who we had a tag match last week, I think it was, or last episode of Uprising. Kanyon versus Sting, and the Cat versus Buff Bagwell. Both those, the two heels teamed up and the two faces teamed up. We sort of had two feuds in one in a tag match, which went okay. But with a little bit more history now, I'm hoping it'll do better tomorrow night. Buff and the Cat. Buff Bagwell's going to sneak attack the Cat backstage. Mark Jindrak's going to hype his feud up with the Wall, which has been going on a bit. Laszlo hyping up his feud with Scott Steiner. And Chris Candido going to attack Jeff Jarrett backstage with a ladder. Sorry, he's going to attack him in the ring with a ladder, of all things. Just very random. And of course, Kurt Hennig, Hulk Hogan, it doesn't need to be hyped. It's ready to be ended, that feud. And it's going to be a very good match, I'm hoping, tomorrow night. So there's going to be a gimmick involved there. So other matches we've got the Altar Boys winning a 4-way tag match, including two other cruiserweight teams, Crowbar and Flair, and Skipper and Romeo, and also Chronic. So that should help the Altar Boys get over a bit. Vampiro is defending his hardcore title successfully in a win over New Jack and Disco Inferno. A makeshift tag team of Chuck Palumbo and Johnny the Bull are going to beat the Road Warriors, and Sid Vicious is going to beat Hugh Morrus clean. So let's see how this goes. Opening match, surprisingly pretty good. Conan lost overness, better if he didn't, but it's a sacrifice we're willing to make in order to get Randy Orton more over, so that's successful. Chris Kanyon interview, successful as well. And surprisingly good match. I thought Chronic might bring the rating down a little bit, but it should do for the Altar Boys for world of good. That. Let's see how they end the match. What's the finishing move? Twisting Swanton Bomb from Altar Boy Luke. He does it on Brian Adams. Good stuff. The Cat gained overness from this. That's good in his build up to tomorrow. Okay. Well, it had the desired effect. Not a great match by any means, but Mark Henry gained overness from this, and that's what we wanted. Jindrak, that didn't go down very well. He's not been on the mic much, Jindrak, and obviously he needs to improve his skills. Maybe we can team him up with a manager and they can add another dimension to his interviews. Good hardcore match, and that could actually have been on the pay-per-view. That's a good rating. Probably get a better rating than the tag match with Sting and Kanyon, Buff and Cat, but never mind. Hardcore titles gained image. Laszlo always good rating. Good rating there. Chuck Palumbo, Johnny for Bull against Road Warriors. Jeff Jarrett is in the ring and has set up a ladder as part of his demonstration of what he is going to do in his upcoming ladder match. Okay, it's going to have to be a ladder match between Jarrett and Candido. There's no belt, there's just a ladder involved. It adds a different dimension. But there we go. Tristan Candido gets the better of that exchange. And the main event didn't really have any effect, but it was not a bad match by any means, between Sid Vicious and Hugh Morrus, and overall rating 70%, very respectable. 0.5, good show. Shannon Moore wants to face Yang now. And we're here already, Civil War, so let's have a look at Lance Storm, 0%. He's part of one half of the tag champs, of course. I think that's... Oh yeah, feuds. What about Chris Candido, Jeff Jarrett? Not ready to be ended, that's fine. Scott Steiner and Lash LaRoe it is ready to be ended, so Scott Steiner, Lash LaRoe. When do we have this match? We want the placement to be just right, because if we have that match just before Kurt Hennig, Hulk Hogan, and Steiner LaRoe happens to be an amazing match, it could take away from the rating of this match. So it could be an idea maybe to have a US title match sandwiched in between, or even Jarrett Candido. No, probably Douglas and Stasiak. So yeah, we'll do that. Sting and Canyon, that's fine. That's fine between them. Well, we know that needs to be built up. Okay, that concludes this show. Fingers crossed that Civil War gets a good rating. I'm not sure how good a match Douglas and Stasiak are going to have. And the tag match between Sting and Buff against Cat and Canyon, not quite sure how that will go down, but I'm confident every other match should be a success. So stay tuned and see you next time.